Okay, so this is a tutorial on how to work on an old painting. And so this is a painting I did when I was in art school about almost 18 years ago. Looking at it right now, it doesn't look that bad. It's some sort of tropical scene. Uh, as if you were to sit here and start to work on it, though, you would get confused, overwhelmed, blah, blah, blah. So having, more knowledge, more maturity, I figured out a lot of ways to approach this subject and to kind of figure out what was wrong with my approach all those years ago and how I can fix it. So let's see how this goes. So the first thing is I'm going to zoom up a little and okay, good. So on the camera, you won't see them as well, but there are little drips here. There's one there. That's actually water damage from a leak in my roof. I also had to brush off a lot of dirt, etc. So I just cleaned it off, and I cleaned it and cleaned it until it was fine to paint on. And so what I did is there are little spots here, and this whole area was uneven. You can even see right there, this is maybe unfinished canvas or just the raw gesso. So what I did is I went in here and I used the swing over here. So I'm using a palette and I'm using oil paint, and you have to use oil paint for this. The original one was done in acrylic, really nice golden acrylic, but acrylic partly was the problem. There were a lot of things I needed to do with this painting, and acrylic can't really do that. Acrylic can't really do what I needed to do. Let's move out a little. So with the oil, I can fix this. So absolutely necessary is oil, because what I can do, I'll show my palette again, is I can very carefully, using the this little tool, I can carefully mix the color, and then I can walk over here and I can compare it and say, is this going to match this? So what I'm doing is I'm not necessarily trying to make this perfect. This is not a successful painting, but it could be a lot better. And so why not fix it and demonstrate my new knowledge, put it on Instagram and love life. So what I'm going to also do is sort of avoid thinking the way I thought back then, where I was much younger, maybe not as well organized, and maybe not as stick-to-itive as I should have been. Definitely just banking on raw energy, raw